Welcome back, guys, to the Bavarian Soundworks video installation guide series. We're in the trunk of a E39, which is a model year 97 through 2003 5 Series BMW. We're going to tackle a Dice media bridge, or Silverline, or whatever the case may be, routing of a cable from the trunk to the cabin, actually up to the center console area. Let's start by opening up our little door here, and whether or not you have navigation or not, the car will have this little door. A couple different things you'll see in here. If you've got a CD changer, you're going to have, let's see, these little 3 and 6 pin connectors are going to be plugged into your CD changer as it is. So you would remove the CD changer, and we need these connections for our Dice cable, which I've already kind of routed, but I'll show you here how I did it. So what we want to do is take our Dice cable and only plug in the 6 pin connection for the time being. Now, if your car has DSP, we have another supplemental video which will show you how to make the connections for the DSP module. It is something you will have to do. It differs a little bit from this. So it takes a few more minutes, but nothing too complicated. Regarding the cable routing, all we do, take our metal panel removal tool, we pry out this little fastener up here, which can be kind of tight. And that will, as you can see, free up this carpeted side panel. Again, you can't hurt this, it's just carpet. You can kind of see how the cable routes up through there. See, the cable's running back through that hole. If you have fold down seats, you don't need to go through that hole. If you do have fold down seats, you will. And you can see how to do this. In another video, we have a supplemental guide showing you how to remove the back seats. But this car does have fold down seats, so it's super simple. You just tuck it right underneath the seats. And so let's go up into the cabin. I'll show you how I did that. Now we're up here in the cabin in the back seat. We're gonna get this bottom cushion out first. It's super easy. We just take our hand about midway through on each side and lift up. Seat comes right out. And now we, at least in the case of the fold down seats, we wanna fold this seat down. But before we do, I'm gonna take note of this little guy here. You don't want it poking the seat, so put something down on it. And you can see what I've done here. You just kind of tucked, here's the Dice cable right here. I just tucked it up under there, and you just tuck it along the back side here. Hide it up under the carpet. Again, nothing complicated at all. We can take our carpet, we'll come back here into the trunk. Again, we'll take the carpet, get it positioned back properly, reattach the clip there, and now, as you can see, we have our connections, and we have not plugged in the 3-pin connection. Remember, that's the last thing we're going to do. So now at this point, you can see we've done the hard part, which is routing the cable into the cabin. So what we'll do is we'll get this back over here, we'll fold, get everything nice and tucked. We're gonna fold our seat back up like so, and now we've got our cable here in the cabin. So this is where we want to start bringing the cable to the front of the car. And there's a couple different ways to do this. I like to come down the passenger side of the car. Some people are going to go up the driver's side. Some people are going to go up the center console. I'm going to show you the passenger side because in my opinion it's the easiest way to do it. And so let's do that, I guess, kind of starting now. It's not super complicated. Again, we're just tucking cables. Nothing fancy at all. So just bring this across the back here out of the way. And we're going to go up into the front of the car simply by tucking this along the seams. Nothing complicated at all. You can see we just literally lift up all these plastic seams. Make sure you leave enough cable here for you to work with. And we just start tucking, like so. See, I'm just using my fingers. You don't even need any special tools. So got that tucked. Slider. You'll have to move your seats around a little bit to gain access to some of this because of the seat tracks and such. It's pretty exciting, I know. Contain yourselves, gentlemen. We have a separate video showing you how to operate your seats. Feel free to check that. I'm just kidding, we don't, so don't look for that. Let's get this mat out of here. Minimize the dirt I'm laying on top of. It's a really clean car. So we want to get this up here in this general area because the module is ultimately going to live up under the passenger footwell. This one is pretty well done. So we're still tuck, 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 and I'll come back to this later. You can see it just all disappears up under the sill there. Nothing complicated at all. And so now we get the cable here into the passenger side footwell where we need to make a decision where our module is going to live. And so there's not a whole heck of a lot of room back here. And you see we don't have a lot of cable left. That has to plug into our module. So once we have this up here in the passenger footwell, we can kind of take a break, even though it's only been 10 minutes. Let's take a break and come back with our module. And again, we're doing a media bridge. So there's a couple of different things we need to do for the media bridge. If you're just doing a silver line, there's a couple things you need to do. So we're gonna pause here. The hard part is done. So take a break, have a snack, have a beer, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys, so here we are up in the front of our E39. This is gonna be the same in the sedans and the wagons. Very similar to an X5 as well. So all these methodologies are similar. So we're going to install our microphone for our Media Bridge 1500. So the first thing we're going to do is using our plastic panel removal tool. We're going to take this light out, and it's just up in there with a couple of plastic clips. You can see there's a little tab here, and it just falls down. There's a couple little hard hooks on the back. So we will take our panel removal tool, unplug it, get it out of our way. Using our fingers, I'm going to pop this guy down. There's some sharp metal up there, so be careful. And that's where our microphone's going to go. Now this car's already got a factory phone system in it from a long time ago that no longer functions. So we're going to remove the factory microphone, which is pretty straightforward. I'm going to just unplug it. Using our pick tool, right angle pick tool, we're going to finagle this microphone out of here, like so. See, it just kind of hooks in, snaps down. We don't need it anymore because it is useless. So what we're going to do, so we've got that out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Bluetooth mic, we're going to take the end that plugs into the module, we're going to get it up between the windshield and the headliner. So to do that, pretty simple. It's simple when you're in the driver's seat. So all you do is just push this back a little bit. You take get a little of the cable up between the windshield, and it is a challenge to see up there. There we go. You guys get all the good views. Okay, so now let's pull her like so. Again, make sure to get it up and over this piece because the light goes there. And now what we'll do is drop this down. Actually, we'll put our mic back in like so. And then what I do is I take my microphone. It's got a little adhesive on the bottom. I put it right here on the black clip, and that lets me put my mic just like that, which gives the boom full focus out into the car. We get 270 degrees, approximately 180 degrees, whatever, of coverage. It actually works very well. You can kind of see the mic up through there. It's perfect placement for the microphone. So that being said, why don't we go ahead, get this back up in here, just for the time being. So that is nice and pretty in there. And now we can start routing our microphone down into the kick panel where our power harness and subsequent iPod cables will plug in. So again, this can all be done using your fingers and plastic panel removal tools. If you guys just saw this, all we're doing is tucking this cable. And now we actually need to get it around here so that we can tuck it down that seam. So, because I cut my hand yesterday on my motorcycle, I'm going to try and be careful, not get any blood. on this beautiful gray. You see I'm just tuck, 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 and then just tuck, tuck, tuck up in there, and it disappears. So we just bring this around, and we take our finger, and we just tuck. It's a party. It's a tucking party. Actually, when I said that out loud, it sounded different than it did in my head, so. Let's just tuck the cable down here. And we're not billing you any extra for the jokes.